will begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a talk about food labels.
Current studies show that what goes on labels is an important consideration for manufacturers, since more than 70% of shoppers read food labels when considering whether to buy a product. A recent controversy as to whether labels on prepared foods should educate or merely inform the consumer is over, and a consumer group got its way. The group had maintained that product labels should do more than simply list how many grams of nutrients a food contains. Their contention was that labels should also list the percentage of a day's total nutrients that the product will supply to the consumer, because this information is essential in planning a healthy diet. The agency disagreed strongly, favoring a label that merely informs the consumer. In other words, a label that only lists the contents of the product. The agency maintained that consumers could decide for themselves if the food is nutritious and is meeting their daily needs. The consumer group, in supporting its case, had cited a survey in which shoppers were shown a food label and were then asked if they would need more or less of a certain nutrient after eating a serving of this product. The shoppers weren't able to answer the questions easily when they were not given a specific percentage. This study and others helped get the new regulation passed, and now food products must have the more detailed labels.
Number 39. What was the controversy about? Number 40. Why does the speaker mention that more than 70% of people read food labels? Number 41. What did the consumer group propose? Number 42. What did the survey of food shoppers reveal?
Questions 47 to 50. Listen to the following lecture about photorealistic art.
Good morning, class. Today we'll continue our study of 20th century art movements with a discussion of photorealism, a style popular in the 1960s and 1970s. Painters who worked in this style realistically portrayed their subjects down to the smallest detail, and so their paintings resembled photographs in many respects. These painters usually chose subjects that were interesting only because they were so ordinary. A closed-down gas station, an old man waiting for a bus, a dilapidated billboard. Sculptors who worked in this style, such as Dwayne Hansen, created life-size sculptures of very ordinary people. Construction workers, tourists, sales clerks, homeless. His sculptures are so lifelike that sometimes visitors to a gallery or museum will try to engage them in a conversation. Now we're going to look at some slides of various works of photorealism. I'd like all of you to take notes while you're viewing the slides. And then tonight, I'd like you to write a short paper describing your reactions to these works.
Number 47. Where was this talk probably given?